Hi everybody, and welcome to a timeline of when we actually first decided to be full-time RVers to when we actually moved into our RV. Enjoy watching! Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of this video journey of why we decided to become full-time RVers in the first place. If you have not seen part 1 and 2, please check that out in the description box below. Or I might link it. I don't know how that works yet, so I'm not sure. But just check out the full story if you're interested. So he ran into some complications there because something broke, so he had to stay overnight at the actual RV dealership. Funny thing, inside of the trailer, the RV that he had just bought. So he did not come back until that Sunday. Now this is an important part in the journey. We decided to not, even though he was coming back on a Sunday, we decided to respect and honor the Sabbath. So we did not move in that Sunday. We stepped inside to look at the RV, and we're super excited about it, to look at the space that we have, how much room we have. But we did not move in to respect the Sabbath. And the next day, even though the next day was, that's another important part, the next day, which then was the 14th, that Monday, Mondays at that time were almost always my fast day. I would fast all day on a Monday. So I also respected that. I could have said, okay, I have to move all day today, all of our stuff, because we only had 2 days to move into this RV, our entire lives. I could have said, okay, I can't fast today because I have to do a lot of, physical labor. But I said, no, I will make no excuses. I'm fasting. So I fasted all day and still worked super hard. Was exhausted by the end of the day. But that comes into play later because I think God honored that. The fact that I honored Him. And it played a role in other things later on. Okay, so we moved in within 2 days. So the Monday, actually, we did not want to keep our RV parked on the road. So that Monday, we moved it to the RV park in Huntsville on base, the Army base that is there, well, Redstone Arsenal. And so we already spent our first night in it a day after getting it. Because we had moved all our lives in already, so the house had only half of our stuff left, so there was no point in staying in the house, and we had to move it off the road, so we just moved into the RV right away. And then the next day, the Tuesday, we finished all the moving, cleared all the house out. Somebody came to throw all our stuff away. Now it's important to say, when we initially left the ministry that we were in, God told us to get rid of everything they ever gave us, everything that had anything to do with that ministry. And the way I saw it was almost like a whole Sodom and Gomorrah story. Do not look back. Get rid of everything that makes you look back and think back on that place. Or more like a Saul story, King Saul, about going and utterly destroying everything, not leaving anything behind, which he in the end did not do. He was disobedient, and he kept certain things, all the finest things of the land. And then later on, the prophet Samuel was like, what have you done? Like, and then went to make sure all of that is getting rid of, which most of us know the story, but I will obviously link some scripture as well, so you can look it up if you need to. So it was kind of like that. I was pretty sure it was because of the judgment that was coming. He wanted us to get rid of all of it, and it had also a lot to do with us letting go of our past and not looking back. So we got rid of everything already. Back then we had a whole dumpster in our driveway and threw away half of our lives. So when it came to move out of the RV, we realized, oh, we need more to get rid of. So we got rid of even more. because I mean, going from an entire house with 3-bedroom to an RV, you know, you can't bring much, especially furniture. All our new furniture we left to the people that were going to buy the house, which I'll get to. So so that whole week, our real estate agent came by, to look at the house. I want to say that Friday before we picked up the RV, we already contacted a real estate agent who came by to look at the house. And we spoke about having to be out of the house by next week so he could put it on the market. So that week then, by the 14th, 15th, we moved out. Then he started bringing new gardeners. He started bringing people to the house that would do our renovations. I mean, this real estate agent took care of all of that. He sent all these people to our house to get everything done within that week. That Saturday the 19th, let me check, 19th of November 2022, our house was on the market. That Sunday, 20 November, we got our buyers who said they want the house, and we accepted. So it was on the house for a day, that on the market for a day, and we had buyers. And that's where I said these buyers eventually took the brand new children's room furniture for baby room and kids room with for our 2 girls with the bunk bed and everything. So it's still very nice furniture. Now, my husband also on that same day, that Sunday, 20 November, received a new truck, because when he initially went to go pick up the RV, he realized that the truck that he had, even though it should have pulled the RV, it did not. It was too heavy for the truck, and he was like, I need a new truck. And we were like, man, we're in the process of selling a house. We have just got a loan to buy an RV. Like, he has just too much stuff going on, and now he needs a new truck. So we're like, how are we gonna do it? Well, that Wednesday, the 16th November, he went, he went to CarMax and I think saw a truck and felt in that very moment like, wow, this truck is perfect. And I was like, I don't remember what we spoke about on the phone, but somehow it worked out. He felt the Holy Spirit tell him get it or something. He spoke to a specific guy. I don't know what happened. It worked. I'm guessing all that stuff hadn't hit the credit report yet, so he was still good to get another truck. So that new truck arrived the same day we found buyers for the house, the 20th, and he picked it up that day. Yeah, we started going through things to see what we'll take, the things that we put into the RV, because it was still too much stuff. We didn't really have time to go through all of our paperwork before shredding it. So we had to do all that while we were already in the RV. So that's when that process started, while we were waiting to close for our house, which was expected to take about a month. We were going to stay there on the Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville in the RV park and just go through all that stuff and get rid of what we did not want. 18 November. That is something I forgot to share. On the 18th of November, that was a Friday, I found out that I had gotten 70% of disability from the VA, which is military disability, for when you serve and then you have certain injuries and certain things, you know, that you suffer because of having served your country, and you pretty much, you know, you file for disability, you put in a claim and say, because of this, I would like to get, you know, support, pretty much. And I don't know how to explain it, I'm sorry, but I had never wanted to do that, but everybody around me kept doing it, and I was like, I just never felt like doing that, because I didn't want to, I didn't want to get paid for what was wrong with me, in a sense. It was really strange. I just didn't want to. But once I had my son, I told God. I remember that was like in April or something of 2022. So before all this happened, I had told God, what do you want me, like, no, I pretty much told him, okay, for all the things that I need to do for you, to give back to my community, to do this and to do that, and we're about to have another baby and this and that. I was like, we don't have the finances for it. And I said, Lord, I need more money. being that he's my provider, I knew 100% he was going to get me more. I just didn't know how, because I didn't have a job. Obviously I was a stay-at-home mom, so I was like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but God, it will. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put in a claim, because you know, I felt like everybody kept telling me to do so. So I said, okay, I will. But I told God, I need 70%. If you want to give me more, that's fine, but I need, when I sat down and saw how much I would get for 70%, I was like, I need that, no less, or else I won't be able to help my husband with my car and all that kind of stuff, and we can't do the things that we want to do in the life that we want to give our kids and all that stuff. So it was not a want, I was making a request for need. That's how I felt. So you know, because it was not just for selfish reasons. Okay, and when I found out I made 70%, it was almost like I was saying, 70, that's what you wanted, right? And I was like, oh, wow. But I also found out that I was not done yet. I had still something else that they had not, that I hadn't gone to the doctor with. So there's a chance that I could still get more compensation. So I was like, oh, wow. So he gave me 70 first, because I said 70 is the least amount that I needed. But if he chose to give me more, it would be fine. So there's still a chance that he might give me more. So I thought that was so cool. And then, this is the significant part, I then found out when it was approved for me to get 70%. And it was approved. It hit my account. It was approved the Friday 11 November, and it hit my account that Monday when I was fasting. And it immediately hit me like, you respected my Sabbath, and then you decided to still honor the fast, even though when you could have made excuses on both days. And then here is my gift to you. That's what it felt like. And I was like, wow. That whole day I was in utter shock. I screamed, but I didn't even, I think I was in shock. I was shocked all day. I didn't know what to do, and I prayed and I said, God, what do you now want me to do with this money? Because I was getting back paid for more than a year worth of compensation. This was getting ready to be an enormous lump sum. And I was like, now I have it, but my circumstances have changed. What I told you I needed it for at that time, the circumstances changed. What do you now want me to do with this money? So while we were in the process of waiting for a house to close, that was one of the things I was waiting on getting an answer from the Lord for. Now, he then emphasized again on the 23rd of November, the day before Thanksgiving, I think it was. It must have been the Wednesday then. He made sure he emphasized to us again, everything old needs to go. That means everything that we owned while we were part of this ministry had to go. And I was like, everything? And he said, everything. Besides the things that we purchased right after we left the ministry. So the last couple of months, I want to say. So that was a hard pill to swallow, because I still didn't 100% understand why, but I knew I was hearing him correctly. So we had to throw everything away. And that is something that seemed horribly foolish to many people, so they wouldn't have understood. So to many I did not share this information with, because I did not want to hear their doubt in my ear when I had to obey. So we had to throw everything away, every toy, phone, watches, smartwatches, laptops, everything. Absolutely all of our clothes, everything. This means our entire lives that we had just moved into the RV had to go. Besides a few things like my phone that I had just purchased and things of that nature. So that was next. So the 24th of November, that Thursday, which was, Thanksgiving, everything was on sale, which was wonderful, because we went and started with clothing. We needed new clothing. So that's where we started. We started buying clothes. Now everything was on sale, so that was amazing. It was easy. We wanted a simple wardrobe because we were getting ready to travel, so we didn't need nothing fancy, and we needed minimal things. Now we were always minimalists. We were never people that wanted clutter. We were always minimalist. God has always guided us towards that. We were never really good with doing it, but we were always striving to be. So that was beautiful to get rid of all this stuff. It was just so freeing, and we were finally able to be ourselves, because even the things that I like to wear, like athletic wear, was something my former senior pastor did not approve of. That was one of the things he had said he did not want us to wear, like tights and leggings and things of that nature. And looking back now, it was obviously a cult, but we didn't recognize that then. It just shows you how hard it is to recognize sometimes where you are, and you're literally blinded if you're part of something like that. And it is by God's grace and mercy that if he delivers you out of it, then you can see how horrible something actually was. But until he opens your eyes, you won't see it. So we repurchased everything. No, 23rd to the 24th is when God told us about it. Yeah, on the 25th, Black Friday is when we started shopping for everything. So even the timeline was so amazing, because we didn't plan. God had literally told us around Thanksgiving, and then it just so happened that our purchasing of stuff started on Black Friday. So the initial bulk of everything we had to get that we needed was cheaper than, it would have been usually. Okay. If you enjoy the content we are putting out, or you heard something in this video that really inspired you, please like our video. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to come along on this journey with us and follow us along as God is guiding and directing our steps, so that you can be notified of any new videos that are coming out. Thank you so much.